Howdy gang, and welcome back to Pool School. In today's episode, I'm going to talk to you about the return side of your pool system. So let's get to it. Alrighty, before we get started, I want to once again thank you for watching this video. Also remind you to like this video if you do, subscribe to my channel if you have not done so already, and please share my channel with everyone you know who owns a pool. Alrighty, so when I first started my channel, which was a while ago, we're into my fourth year now, I did a video on understanding the suction side of your pool. If you haven't seen that video, please check it out. I'll put a link to it in the description below this video so you can check it out. But it'd be really helpful in understanding the suction side of the pool, and it might make this video make even more sense. But what I didn't do is I was planning on doing a video on the return side of your pool and understanding that, but I got so many comments and my channel grew so fast that I never got around to doing it because of all the suggestions and people asking about other topics. So obviously now I'm well over 150 something videos on my channel. So I thought, hey, this would be a good time to do one on the return side of your pool system. It's going to be a fairly short video, so it's pretty easy. It's not hard to understand, but I just wanted to do one so you all could understand how the return side of your system works and the typical things that are on that return side. So let's find a pool and let's take a look at everything. Okay, so I'm at one of my clients' pools, and this is actually a good pool to use as an example to show you the return side and the things that can be on the return side of your pool. Now remember, we're talking about a basic system that has a single pump, motor, and filter. We're not talking about something with a secondary pump to drive the pop-up system if you have an in-floor cleaning system, and we're not talking about something that has maybe a separate pump for a water feature or a spa or anything like that. And this one doesn't have an attached spa, okay? So this pool has a few different features that is very helpful to demonstrate, okay? So again, going back to the pool and the system, here's the pump, and this again is the suction side of the pump. And just as a basic refresher course, water is drawn. The pump draws water using an impeller that sits inside here, okay? And it pulls water from the pool through the suction side, comes up through this high side up here, into the filter. It goes through the filter and everything, and then, sorry about that, had to pause the video there for a second because my client's dog came out, but very friendly dog, so it's all cool. Anyway, so like I was saying, the water travels from the suction side up through the pump, up through this pipe, into the filter. It goes through the filter, and then it comes out this pipe, right here, and to the return side. And you notice there is a valve here that allows me to shut off different things, okay? This one has 3 pipes, if you notice, okay? So one thing to keep in mind, if you have a salt system, this is critical. Your salt cell should be on the clean side of your filter, meaning you don't want the salt cell between the pump and the filter, because that's still dirty water and you can get a lot of gunk in those fins of your salt cell, and it's going to dirty it up a lot faster. You have to clean it more often. So you always want your salt cell on the return side from the filter, or the clean side of the filter. That means the water's been filtered, the dirt's been filtered out of it, and then you've got cleaner water passing through the salt cell, and then it's converted into sanitizer. Okay, so that's just a free one if you own a salt system. Okay. So this one has 2 main pipes. This one here, which goes to the returns. Now the return ports are basically just the side ports. I'm going to show you one. I'm going to zoom in right. Let's see. Can you see that? It's kind of in the reflection. There it is in the shadow. See it right there in the middle of the screen? That's one of the return ports. And there are several of them in each pool. And that return port is where that main pipe goes to. And if you have a typical system that doesn't have an in-floor cleaning system, that pipe is going to get the majority of your water flow. Now, if you notice, they've got this one turned down a little bit. That's because this second big pipe with the red valve, that's their waterfall. See the waterfall over there? Okay. So they like to have more flow going to the waterfall for ambiance, etc. And that's totally cool. Now you could shut that completely off by using this valve and just closing it, right? A Jandy valve. But they have it set to where more of the water goes to here. Personally, what I would do if I wanted to adjust this because of the way it's set up, I'd keep this fully open so you get equal amounts to both sides, and then I'd use this, unless it's too tight, and I would close it off this way to shut off or shut down some of the water flow to the waterfall so I can limit how much water goes there. Or I can go fully open, but they want a really good flow, so that's why they have it like that. The third pipe, this skinny one here, which has the broken off end, this is for the aerator. Okay, so right now the aerator is off and I don't think I can turn it by hand because I don't have pliers. But the aerator, theirs is actually broken. We have to fix it. If you haven't seen my video on aerators, you might want to check it out. But if you look right there, that little white thing is an aerator nipple. Now it's cracked off and we're gonna have to replace it. They just don't want to replace it till summer hits because there's no need to, because they're not running it. But that's another return port, all right? So those are the three return ports on the return side of this pool. Now, if your pool is equipped with a attached spa and it doesn't have a separate pump to run to circulate water through it, then chances are you're going to have a pipe here on the return side that goes to the spa as well. Also, if you have a negative edge in your pool, it's going to go to that. So anything that requires water to be pushed to it is going to be on the return side of your system, and that's pretty much all there is to it. So I'm going to fire it up real quick so you can take a look at it, okay? Now I've opened the pump, so it's going to take a second for it to prime. So I'm going to pause while it goes and I'll show you the returns. All right, so as this thing is running, you'll notice the vacuum is a suction side vacuum, but you'll notice the water moving right there. That's a return, and water is flowing through the return. Also, they have the return to their water feature, okay? Now, one other thing I didn't mention. Sometimes if you use as your cleaning system, or if your pool's equipped with it, sometimes there might be what they call a return side vacuum, like a Polaris, where instead of sucking like this one does, it uses return flow water to create pressure to move it around the pool, and then it kind of has these tentacles that swim around and stir up debris and everything, and water flows through it and has a way of creating a suction vortex. So if you have a Polaris style or return side vacuum, that would be on the return side of your system as well. But that's it. A couple more things to keep in mind when it comes to the return side of your system. There are a few different reasons why the pressure in your filter might go up. One might be a dirty filter. If it goes down, it could be, it usually is an indicator that something on the suction side is not working. But another reason that the pressure of your system, your filter might go up, is if you have a restricted flow back from the filter to the pool. So your return side, some of the valves may be closed more than they should be. So before you panic and call a professional out to come troubleshoot your system, check out the return valves of your pool. Open them all up and make sure that they're all open and see if that alleviates the pressure. Now, if you have a pop-up system, as the pop-up cycle from section to section, the pressure is going to build, and then when it opens the next port or section, it will go back down. So it's going to fluctuate a little bit if you understand pop-up systems. I think I mentioned it in one of my videos on that. But that's another reason that the pressure could go up in your filter. So check before you call a professional or before you panic. Open up all the return side valves to make sure that you have proper flow. See if that takes care of it, and then adjust. And know, if you have something like a water feature and you want full pressure to the water feature and you shut it off to the returns, you're going to see a general increase in the pressure to some degree, because you're lessening how much water or the amount of water that can go back into the pool over a certain period of time. So don't panic about that. Then the other thing is, if you've got all the valves open, the next thing is make sure you either backwash your sand filter or backwash and recharge your DE filter, or clean your cartridges, and that might take care of the pressure. If you have a situation after that and the pressure's still up after doing all that, making sure your return valves are open, then you might want to call a professional, have them come check out to see if there's some kind of bigger obstruction in the lines somewhere. So gang, there it is. That's my video on understanding the return side of your pool. It can go hand in hand with the understanding the suction side of your pool. I hope it makes sense. And if you have any questions or comments, remember you can post them in the comment section below this video, or you can email me directly. And as always, my email address is going to come right across the bottom of the screen here. It is kennypoolschool@gmail.com. Once again, kennypoolschool@gmail.com. Thanks again for watching. And remember, as always, to like, subscribe, and share. And never forget, have fun, be safe, and always, always, always watch those kids and elderly people and your pets around water. And I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.